When it comes to indoor plants that practically take care of themselves, nothing beats a good cactus, and honestly, most people have no idea just how many stunning varieties you can actually grow inside your home. From tiny desk-sized cuties to bold, sculptural shapes that look like living art, these plants bring a mix of personality and toughness that fits almost any lifestyle. What I love most is how they thrive even when you forget to water them, sometimes for weeks. Plus, they're champions at handling dry indoor air, which is a win for anyone living with heaters or AC on all day. And if you've ever struggled to keep houseplants alive, cacti give you that confidence boost you didn't know you needed. Some varieties even bloom indoors, and those flowers can stop you in your tracks. So today, we're diving into the 16 best cactus varieties you can grow inside and how each one brings its own vibe and energy to your space. Let's find the one that fits your home perfectly. Huernia zebrina is one of those wild-looking indoor cactus relatives that instantly grabs your attention, especially with its star-shaped blooms that almost look too perfect to be real. This plant is great for indoor growers because it handles low water schedules like a champ and stays compact, making it perfect for small apartments or bright office desks. It thrives in bright, indirect light and only needs watering every 2 to 3 weeks since its thick stems store moisture incredibly well. What surprises most people is how fast it can adapt to indoor environments, even in homes with fluctuating temperatures, and its flowers can last several days, adding a quirky pop of color. Plus, this variety is known for being nearly pest-free when kept on the dry side, which makes it a stress-free pick for beginners. Disco cactus is one of the most charming indoor-friendly cacti because it stays small, grows slowly, and produces some of the brightest, sweetest-smelling flowers you'll ever see on a houseplant. It loves bright light but doesn't demand harsh sun, making it easy to place near a window without worrying about burns. Watering is simple too. Once every 2 to 3 weeks is enough, since its rounded body stores moisture efficiently and helps it withstand dry indoor air. What makes this little cactus special is its nighttime blooms that open in bursts of white or yellow, sometimes filling a whole room with fragrance. Indoors, it rarely outgrows its pot, which means zero pruning and almost no maintenance. It's also known for being surprisingly resilient to indoor pests, making it a great pick for beginners who want something unique but easy to care for. 7-star cactus is a striking little plant that instantly stands out with its perfectly symmetrical ribs and compact, rounded shape that almost looks sculpted by hand. It's a great indoor grower because it handles bright indirect light beautifully and doesn't demand constant attention. Watering every 2 to 3 weeks is usually enough thanks to its thick, moisture-storing tissues. This cactus stays small, rarely exceeding a few inches, which makes it ideal for shelves, windowsills, and small decorative pots. Indoors, it's known for producing tiny star-shaped flowers that give the plant its name, and those blooms can appear multiple times a year if the plant gets steady light. What many people love is how tough it is. It resists most indoor pests, tolerates dry air, and stays neat without stretching or losing its shape. It's one of those low-maintenance varieties that adds a clean, architectural look to any room without asking much in return. Monkey's tail cactus is one of the most eye-catching indoor varieties because of its long, fuzzy, rope-like stems that look almost soft enough to pet. It thrives indoors with bright, indirect light and does especially well hanging from a basket where its stems can grow several feet over time, creating a dramatic cascading look. Watering is minimal. Every 2 to 3 weeks is enough, since its thick, hairy surface helps trap moisture and protect it from drying out too quickly. Indoors, it's known for producing bright red or orange tubular flowers that pop against the silvery fuzz, and those blooms often appear when the plant is mature and comfortable. What makes this cactus so great for indoor growers is how forgiving it is. It handles dry air, doesn't attract many pests, and continues growing steadily as long as it gets consistent light. It's a perfect pick if you want something unusual, sculptural, and a little bit wild hanging in your space. Paper spine cactus is an impressive indoor variety because its flat, papery spines make it look far more delicate than it really is, yet it's one of the toughest, most resilient cacti you can grow at home. It thrives in bright indirect light or even a few hours of soft morning sun, and because its thick pads store plenty of moisture, you only need to water it every 2 to 3 weeks. Indoors, it stays compact and tidy, usually growing slower than outdoor plants, which makes it perfect for desks, shelves, and small pots. One cool thing about this cactus is how its spines actually help regulate temperature and reduce water loss, allowing it to handle dry indoor air better than many other species. When it's happy, It produces surprising bursts of yellow blooms that contrast beautifully against its green pads. It's extremely low maintenance, rarely bothered by pests, and holds its shape well, making it a great choice for beginners who want a plant that looks unique but requires almost no effort. Bushman's hat is one of those indoor cacti that feels like a little piece of the desert sitting quietly on your shelf, with its quirky, helmet-shaped form and thick, angular ridges that make it look almost sculptural. It thrives in bright, indirect light and doesn't mind long stretches between waterings. Every 2 to 3 weeks is usually perfect since its fleshy body stores water efficiently. Indoors, it stays compact and slow-growing, which makes it ideal for small apartments or anyone who wants a statement piece without constant upkeep. What makes this cactus special is how surprisingly adaptable it is to indoor conditions, handling dry air, temperature swings, and even occasional forgetfulness without complaining. When it gets enough light, it produces small, waxy flowers near the top that add a subtle but beautiful detail. It's also known for being one of the more pest-resistant varieties, making it a great low-maintenance choice for people who want something unusual and conversation-worthy in their plant collection. Dudleya Brittonii is a stunning indoor-friendly succulent that looks like it was carved from silver, with its powdery, chalk-white leaves forming a perfect rosette that instantly brightens any room. It thrives in bright, indirect light and prefers a cool, airy spot, which actually makes it easier to grow indoors than many people expect. Watering is simple. Every 2 to 3 weeks is enough, and it's extra important to keep water off the leaves to preserve that natural silver coating that helps the plant reflect heat and reduce moisture loss. Indoors, it stays compact and elegant, usually growing slowly but steadily when given good airflow and a well-draining soil mix. One fascinating fact is that Dudleya Brittonii can reflect up to 80% of the sunlight that hits it, making it one of the most reflective plants in the world, a feature that helps it handle bright conditions easily. It's also fairly pest-resistant and thrives with minimal attention, making it a beautiful, sculptural choice for anyone who wants a low-maintenance plant with a truly unique look. Karoo Rose is a beautiful and unusual indoor succulent that almost looks like a miniature desert rose sculpted from thick, twisting stems and tiny leaves that cluster at the top like a living bonsai. It thrives in bright, indirect light and prefers warm, dry conditions, making it a perfect match for typical indoor air. Watering is easy. Every 2 to 3 weeks works well, since its swollen caudex stores plenty of moisture to help it handle long dry spells without stress. Indoors, it grows slowly and stays compact, which makes it ideal for shelves, desks, or small decorative pots where you want something eye-catching but low maintenance. One cool fact is that mature Karoo roses can live for decades, developing thicker trunks and more character over time, almost like a tiny tree. It's also known for being highly pest-resistant and adaptable, making it a great pick for plant lovers who want something rare, sculptural, and surprisingly easy to care for. Bunny succulent is one of the cutest indoor plants you can grow, with its fuzzy little leaves that look just like tiny rabbit ears popping out of the soil. It thrives in bright, indirect light and loves a warm, dry environment, which makes it an easy fit for typical indoor conditions. Watering is minimal. Every 2 to 3 weeks is enough, since its thick, velvety leaves store plenty of moisture and actually prefer to stay on the dry side. Indoors, it stays small and tidy, usually forming compact clusters that slowly multiply over time, giving you more bunny ears as it grows. What makes this plant extra fun is how the leaf tips often develop darker markings, making the ears look even more realistic. It's also known for being fairly pest-resistant and forgiving to beginners, making it a perfect pick if you want something adorable, low maintenance, and guaranteed to get comments from anyone who sees it. Titanopsis Calcarea is one of the most fascinating indoor succulents because it looks exactly like a cluster of tiny stones, blending perfectly into its pot with camouflage-like textures that help it survive harsh desert conditions. This unique appearance isn't just for show. The bumpy, pebble-like surface actually helps the plant reflect sunlight and retain moisture, making it incredibly drought-tolerant. Indoors, it thrives in bright, indirect light and only needs watering every 2 to 3 weeks, especially since overwatering is the only real way to harm it. It stays very small and compact, usually just a few inches wide, which makes it perfect for tiny pots, minimalist decor, or windowsill displays. When it's happy, it surprises you with bright yellow daisy-like flowers that pop dramatically against its stone-like body. It also tolerates dry indoor air well and rarely attracts pests, making it a fantastic choice for anyone who wants a plant that's both low maintenance and unbelievably unique. Euphorbia Obesa is one of the most unique indoor plants you can grow, often called the baseball plant because of its perfectly round, smooth, ribbed shape that stays compact and tidy for years. It thrives in bright, indirect light and needs very little water, usually every 2 to 3 weeks, thanks to its thick, water-storing body that naturally handles drought-like indoor conditions. What makes it great indoors is how stable it is. It rarely stretches, doesn't demand repotting often, and stays small enough to fit on any shelf or windowsill. One fascinating detail is that Euphorbia Obesa is dioecious, meaning plants are either male or female, and in the wild it's actually endangered, which makes growing it indoors feel a bit special. When it's happy, it produces tiny, subtle flowers at the top that add to its charm without overpowering its clean, sculptural look. It's also remarkably pest-resistant and easy for beginners, making it a standout choice for anyone who wants a plant that feels both rare and effortless to care for. Astrophytum Myriostigma, also known as the bishop's cap cactus, is one of the most elegant indoor varieties because of its smooth, star-shaped form covered in tiny white dots that make it look almost hand-painted. It thrives in bright, indirect light and only needs watering every 2 to 3 weeks, since its thick, ribbed body stores moisture incredibly well and prefers to stay on the dry side. Indoors, it maintains its neat geometric shape without stretching, which makes it perfect for shelves, desks, or sunny windowsills. What makes this cactus especially great for indoor growers is how forgiving it is, tolerating dry air, stable room temperatures, and long gaps between care without any fuss. When it matures, it produces beautiful yellow flowers that sit right on top of its crown, adding a soft contrast to its sculptural form. It's also known for being naturally pest-resistant and extremely low maintenance, making it an excellent choice for anyone who wants a cactus that looks rare but is surprisingly easy to keep happy. Jewel leaf plant is a gorgeous indoor succulent that earns its name from the shimmering, mosaic-like patterns on its leaves, making it look more like a living gemstone than a houseplant. It thrives in bright, indirect light and prefers a warm, dry environment where its thick leaves can store moisture efficiently, so watering every 2 to 3 weeks is usually all it needs. Indoors, it stays small and compact, forming tight clusters of patterned leaves that look stunning in small pots or decorative containers. What makes this plant especially great for indoor growers is how tough it is. Its textured leaves help reduce water loss, allowing it to handle dry air and occasional neglect without showing stress. When it's happy, it may produce tiny, delicate blooms, but the real show is always in the leaf patterns that get more defined as the plant matures. It's also naturally resistant to most indoor pests, making it an easy, eye-catching choice for anyone who wants a plant that feels exotic without requiring constant attention.